Hi there. It's Tom and Tom back with you once again. And we have a topic today. I don't know what it is, but you do, right, Tom? I hope.
I do.
Good.
I have an intentional culture topic.
Sweet.
The You and I have been looking at job listings this past week. You got me started on this with pointing out some fun ones that we were questioning the validity of the job listing and talking about how your job listings are maybe one of the easier ways an outsider can get an insight into your culture is what you say on that page, how you treat the people in that process, how you describe the jobs that you are hiring people to do. And today I was looking at the opposite. I was looking at companies that you and I really respect and trying to see if their culture also leaked through their job offerings in a positive way, and it does. But
Surprise.
all of this reminded me of a conversation I had, and it was probably about 10 or 15 years ago. I was on an information architecture team that was doing consulting for a small hospital in more rural Michigan. So the hospital was rebuilding their website, and we were coming in doing analysis on how to improve the experience of the community with interacting with the hospital through their digital services. And when you looked at it, you're like, what are you really serving? We're serving about 30 to 60,000 people in a bigger extended area as you get in rural communities, right? It's not a tight city. And who's your competition? And there's one other hospital providing services in this area. And at a certain point, as we were just going through the use cases of what they do with their website and how the business runs to look for what needs to be in there, we got to recruiting and hiring. Because and if you've ever been around a hospital, even just visiting a loved one or in it, they require a lot of people to keep. These things are running 24/7, 365. That's a lot of shifts. That's a lot of people,
when I,
in all sorts of roles
when I
imaginable.
worked at U of M, I worked for the medical school, which is now they've folded that right into the hospital. So we were obviously tightly integrated even then when we were separate. But there were 40,000 people employed at the University of Michigan Hospital.
Right. So that was the sort of number. So I asked the question, and I was probably thinking about just the other, about helping the recruiting side of the website. I asked the one question, like, how many people a year do you interview? And the answer was like 1 to 2,000. And then I do the math in my head because I'm also in marketing, right, and advertising. And I'm like, wait a minute, like your addressable audience is 30,000 at the low end. And you're meeting 1 to 2,000 in person every year, which means in 10 years, you've met a third to two-thirds of the people who might buy your products and services. And I'm like, it strikes me from a cultural point of view, intentional culture. Maybe you want people to leave the job interview experience going, man, if I ever get sick, I want to go to that hospital. Because whether they offered me the job or didn't, I was so impressed with them and I appreciated the experience, even if I didn't get the job, that I want to be treated there. And so I was looking to position in their heads and also in how we thought about these experiences to go, recruiting and hiring people and that experience may be a bigger part of your brand than you realize.
Yeah. It's funny because even this morning, I'm continuing to think about this, and I wanted to continue our thought line through my LinkedIn post for this morning, and I made note of the fact that when you put out a job posting, a lot of people read it. People
Yeah.
who will self disqualify and say, "Well, I'm not qualified for that job," will read it. I mean, it probably gets more impressions than a lot of the paid advertising that some of these companies do.
I had that insight a while ago, and I've used it now on multiple occasions because multiple of my clients have asked me over the years to help them with recruiting, uh, often recruiting into the one of the areas that I'm a sort of a deep knowledge specialist in. And when I was helping a bank do recruiting for a certain type of role, I said, one of the things I would like someone who comes in and goes through the process with us to say, whether we hire them or not, is I'm going to switch my bank to those guys.
Right, right.
And it's really important to say, I want the people who we don't hire to say that, because that is really the cultural hard line, right? You've treated them with so much dignity and respect that and you've been honest with them and open with them and caring with them as part of your culture, that they're like, I get that they didn't hire me, but I would still love to work there and I want to bank there. I want to be treated at that hospital.
Right.
How many job postings does Ford Motor Company do a year? I pick them because they're one of the companies in our backyard that I'm emotionally fond of. Even
But
though it's a big and hard company, right? They created
yeah,
the Henry Ford in Greenfield Village, and I'm fond of Ford.
but they are not the biggest employer in the area. I think the U of M hospital is that, and
Yes.
I believe I need to make a correction because if I'm not mistaken, it was the whole university employed 40,000 people when I was there, and the hospital employed like 35,000 of them. I mean, it was like
It's like if you're in any of these companies, if you list a job at the U of M hospital or Ford Motor Company, you list a job at Ford Motor Company for any role, your goal should be they have such a great experience with us that they want to buy a Ford. Full stop. And I guarantee you they don't treat it that way.
no, and it would be hard for a company of that size, being who they are, to do that honestly.
That's part of intentional culture. Like
Yeah.
it's not just honestly, but to do that, it's about saying, and I'll just give examples because this is the area you and I are focused on at the moment. And I so like it because you and I can run other experiments. And I'll tell you one of the experiments we can run. They put a job listing out, anyone, U of M hospital, they could be a client too, Ford Motor Company, your small company. Hopefully you're watching us with a small company because we prefer working with small companies. We apply to the jobs that you've listed with a very good resume, with a very good match. We want to see how long before you reach back and close the loop. We want to see how long until the first call. We want to see how long until you say, hey, we looked at your resume, our AI looked at your resume. We don't think our AI doesn't think you're a good fit for these reasons, 1, 2, and 3, as opposed to just rejecting you. Can you respond to those reasons? And could they give you that message in 5 minutes of you sending in the resume? Probably.
If they're
And you
using
go, wow,
AI, it should be immediate, right?
these people are on the ball, right? Hey, we received your resume. We appreciate your interest. We're Ford Motor Company. We're great. One of the ways we try to be great is being responsive to our customers. And here's what we see. Here's what our AI sees. We want to tell you why it's reducing your likelihood, and we want to give you an opportunity to respond.
Much like our
Or
AI
even if
does on our website. When you come to our website and you take our little assessment, you get a response back when you're done.
yeah, we don't hide it. We don't hide it behind a paywall.
You don't even have to give your email address. Check it out and see what it says. If you think we're full of crap, we'll go our separate ways. If you like what you saw, maybe you'll click the button that's there to reach out to us, but you don't have to.
So it's just fun for me, winding up today. It's like, look, your culture is evident in your public persona. That includes also I had AI do an assessment on one of my websites, and it's like, well, you come across as being knowledgeable like the Mayo Clinic, but your website's closer to the country doctor. And I was like, yeah, that's sort of true. Like, I'm not actually trying to get out there and hustle hard for every last lead. Like the people who I've historically worked with, this was with A2 Agile, people who are referred by friends who go and they ask for me by name. Like, that's who I like to do work with. It is a little bit of a country doctor practice.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
But your culture leaks through. And if you want to change your culture, you need to look at how you actually connect to people. And that's what we do. That's what Tom and I do. That's what the assessment is for on the website. And we can point our AI likely at your job listing if you want. We can write that prompt and have our AI has read our books. It can read your website and go, what would Tom and Tom think about this website?
Right.
Or this job posting?
It's read
I do
our
that
books.
with my AI.
It's watched our videos. It's read our white papers. It knows us probably better than we do.
And it's fun. It's fun to work that way. So that's just my thought for today. It's like, I love that hospital. They were a wonderful client. I think we did a good project for them. I think some of the insights like that, I probably didn't communicate as hard or as fast as I should have because I wasn't the principal consultant on the engagement. I was just supporting consulting. But wow, every 10 years, you literally interviewed 10,000 people and your addressable community is really 30,000.
Oh.
You should be thinking about that entirely differently.
Cool. Well, this was relatively short by our standards, but hopefully it was punchy and you're still with us. If you are still with us, you could acknowledge that you enjoyed the video with a like or drop us a comment if you have some thoughts to share. But always, as we like to point out at the end of these videos, click that subscribe button because that's the thing that allows us to keep making these videos and giving our lives meaning while we do it instead of just having fun.
While we're having fun reading people's job postings.
Right. And in the meantime, while you're thinking about all of this stuff we dropped on you, if you would like to talk directly with us, you can do that. Just reach out to us through our website, beintentional.biz, and we would love to work with you. And so until next time, this is Tom.
And Tom.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.